sound before was just the car itself. Obviously, since it's EV, it doesn't make a whole lot of sound. But yes, we've created a system that is giving it a sound.
I have heard that it sounds similar to the V8s that are racing Pro 4.
We're not trying to make it like that. They are them. This is something else.
How did Dodge and Dreyer come together?
Yeah, I know it was from the last season of Nitro, which was unfortunately shut early, but...
Correct. We just sort of did a partnership with Dodge to get into the electric racing series. It was a great partnership with Dodge. We were having a lot more showing to potentially get more manufacturers in this type of series and electric car racing.
I was just so surprised that Dodge actually stuck around because they've been in Rallycross before, back in GRC 2012 and 13, I believe. And I know when both GRC and ARX shut down, they lost a ton of sponsors, manufacturers, and all that. I'm just so surprised and honestly very impressed that Dodge has decided to continue investing in Rallycross.
Yeah, and that's why we're here in Crandon this weekend. It's been on an exhibition race to kind of bring the awareness of the FC1 racing, and then obviously with the Rally X series, and trying to bring that back to American. Well, when we were Dreyer and Reinbold racing, we were running the smaller cars, the naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, and we also partnered back in the day with another team running the supercar, which we needed to help, and so on and so forth. So when we had the opportunity to run the FC1s, we needed a little bit more help with how things worked in Rallycross. Obviously, with our background being in IndyCar racing and things like that, even though the racing is the same sort of schedule and so on and so forth, it's a little bit different schedule for the Rallycross. So it was good to have that know-how and knowledge with JC. Yeah, so basically when the nitrocross series went away, so JC, just like any other race team, is the same as us, we're still an IndyCar team, so we partake more in IndyCar things. And JC is Rallycross, so they partake more in the Rallycross side. So I think the partnership's still there. If something were to come to fruition with the 26th season with JC and Dodge, we hope.
You guys had 4 FC1s by the end of the nitrocross season with the RX Cartel cars, Fraz, and Leah.
Very, very possible to see those back. If we start to get a Rally X America series going, there's good potential to see them back.
Why commit to bringing Rallycross back into the US after it's failed 3 times so far?
Yeah, I've been here on the 3 attempts, and it didn't fail because the sport was bad. It's failed for other reasons. And knowing that, I think it's the best market for Rallycross potentially in the world, because it talks to new demographics here. I would say it's a youth sport. We're trying to take newer technology in and so on. So I wanted to see if it can be made, and to be honest, Rally X in Europe is also a series that we started because we wanted something more than just the top level categories. And when I saw Rally X growing, and especially now when we moved Rally X out from the Nordics also to the south of Europe, and we could see the impact we had when we came to Portugal and Holland and places like that, we thought, wow, I mean, you know, it works outside the Nordic region, so why don't try in America? Since 2009 I've been here trying to help it going, but at the same time it kind of been changed a little. What we know as Rallycross has been changed to different format. Now we start Rally X, which is Rally X Europe and Rally X Americas. It will be based on the same foundation. We will build our own stars. We will make sure the stars and the pro stars and the juniors are in the same competition, kind of like they do here in Crandon and off-road as well. So I think if we do this right, grow it up, I think the sport has a good chance to succeed in America.
Yeah, I mean, we saw with the Global Rallycross, especially back in its last seasons with 2016 and 17, multiple manufacturers, multiple huge sponsors, lots of important venues like Daytona and and Thompson and all of those.
So right now we are coming with the crossguard FC5. We're coming with FC2, which obviously is the top level class in Europe. And we are not planning to do FC3 and FC4 really yet, but we see what happens. It all depends on what the manufacturers and other partners want. Because if we want to be different, I think the FC1 is so fast. It's our Pro 4, and we're adding some stuff to make it more fun and so on. But they can jump further, go faster and so on. I think we bring a little of everything. We bring the crossguard all the way up to FC1. And if we see this is successful and the sponsors on the EV side wants to be part of it, I mean, those money we need into the sport. If that works, then we might do something with FC3, FC4, but I mean, we have two models there. So we have a 300 horsepower, aspirated motor or turbo motor, or we have a EV. That could be a mix. But for us the top class FC2 is as fast as all the supercars are in Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, so what you know as the fastest car in Rallycross, we call them FC2. FC1 is 1 to 2 seconds faster per lap. I mean, it's just adding on the cake. The fans will get everything. We do think that the FC1 is a way to get the manufacturers interested, and we know that for a fact because we work with them. So I think it's a change here, but you see it happening. I mean, I love big motors and turbos and all that. We build everything, but also when you build it, there's nothing that can compete with an electric car as a driver perspective. If you can make a fan like it as well, as a driver, I mean, if you put all these cars up in a row, I mean, 99 out of 100 will choose the FC1 because it's the fastest car. That's how we think. But obviously we need to make sure the show is good and everything is good around it as well. But growing this we have a few categories is global and a few categories we will local. And we see what we end up with. Yeah, so there is two things on, so I don't want to talk about EV or normal cars. I want to talk about race cars. I mean, it doesn't matter what you race, as long as you have the sponsorship and you make the stars out of it. And I mean, your younger demographic and people here, you will see different world. You will have different things to look up to going forward. You don't remember what granddad and dad maybe said. You want to create your own world. We need to give you everything that is out there, because if you look on the roads, you have normal cars, EV cars, and you have hybrids, and you have gas cars. You have everything. We as a series, we have everything as well. So we are more directly, we're kind of painting the same scheme as they have in a normal world. So I mean, so I think that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be normal. We just talk race cars, we talk cars. That's the 1,000 horsepower car, that's the 500 horsepower car, that's the 300 horsepower car. More like that.
Yeah.
So in Europe we have an open four-wheel drive class, and we have FC2s. Okay, FC2s is just to create new stars, cheaper, equally fast. The big names are there and cost-effective. They, as you see, they beat the supercars. But if we can create an open four-wheel drive class and have the FC2 do the same in Europe, we are completely fine with that. Meanwhile, they need to race together, obviously, and we need to make sure the car counts it up. So if they come in and say, hey, we're bringing all these cars here, Rally X is open for everything. We even do front-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, and rear-wheel drive, two-wheel drives. It depends on the market. So again, I think it's more, a few classes will be global because we need to make global stars. A few classes will be local and see how it plays out. But we are open for everything. And right now we launched this race. Everyone knows we're coming back here in June. We are part of the build-up of this June event, the Brush event, which they are refining and redoing a little to make it a little different than this Labor Day event. Then we are looking to do races in the dirt world as well, the oval world. We're looking to do races on beach. We're talking to NASCAR to doing things together with them. We have ice events on the calendar, and we have city races on the calendar. And all these events is coming. Meanwhile, we are building it up. The most important thing is that we don't want to just throw a calendar out and scare teams away. If we see the interest is growing, we're trying to go with Our goal is to have 4 races for 2026 and then 2 all-star races. Just to show, like this, we're doing an exhibition here, but on ice we want to do an all-star race just to teach people what we're want to do in a year. And that's kind of how we want to build it up. And then we want to have a global final, that everyone meets in one place somewhere. So to answer your question, 4 events for 26 and then up to an 8 events scheduled for 27. So basically, in the beginning, we were together with bigger events. We did it together with the Swedish Championship and the Finnish Championship and so on, and then we grow. And now we're doing our own events, and then when we did that, we thought we want to give all the drivers as much back for the money when they come in driving. So if we have, it all depends on how much room we get in the schedule, but yes, we try to do double headers. Rallycross is all in, and if you fail, you have a second chance. You can go again tomorrow, you can try it again. And if it doesn't work then you can go home and think about it to the next race. For a driver to be really good, they need to drive a lot. You can't sit and waiting a whole weekend. You need to drive. You need to be here and spend, when you spend all the money getting to the event, you need to get as much out of the event as possible. So so my answer is yes, we're trying to do exactly the same. I think you will see similarities. We're trying to balance it out to make sure it's equal. But again, America, Europe is a little different on some areas, and then we need to tweak it a little for that. That's it. But the FC2 is kind of, we just did a base car, that you can brand as we want, and you can change models and so on. It's actually, the FC2, like the Supercar Lights, is a platform. If manufacturer people wants to come in and change stuff, it makes sense, they can do it. Same with the FC1, it's a platform. FC1 is not a one-make car in that sense, it's a platform for manufacturers to put their body on them, and which is more familiar to here in America. In Europe, they build, so when I look on cars going forward, you can't really build on a platform, or original platform. They're too heavy and they're too different in the constructions, and they can't compete against each other. Our goal is to make sure all the cars we have is changeable. And you know how it is. We make the FC2 design is done. That's how car, like it or not, will look in a couple of years. That's the direction we're going. And modern. When I started with the Fiesta once in a time, people laughed at me, doing a Fiesta for Rallycross, and that's the most selling rally car in the world. But when we did it, people are crazy. They look shit. But people change their mind, But you can do headlights what you want, but you can do, you can wrap them as you want. You can do what I want. Different cars. It's not like we want one. We only want the platform that's equally cost efficient for everyone. In Lucas' case, he's done light for a couple of years. He's a super fast guy. We have a lot of guys coming in FC2, so FC2 will become a new category. And even if you have supercars and FC2 here now, the FC2 boys they shine more, they want more, they go faster. And the supercars will be more, I wouldn't say gentleman class, but a class where people are happy with their car, they dreamt to having this car. FC2, the stars of tomorrow will come into, and he's one of them. But you can change stuff, you can do different things. But also you see the cars, how different they are. If you brand FC2, it has a lot of lines, and sometimes you brand them and look strange, and sometimes you brand them and look fantastic. Let people, design the cars, do it cool, And if it makes sense and the manufacturer wants to do something with that car as well, fine, we're open for anything. So the FC1, we're talking about platform, and FC1 is developed with up to 11 manufacturers. So when I built this car from the beginning, before it launched anywhere, this was a discussion with the manufacturers how their EV program will look. The FC1 is not locked as a one-make car. Because the delay of everything, we needed to do a body for it to be able to race it. And even the body, the FC1 body, is made in a way where the manufacturers I couldn't make it much more crazy. They could have gone and do some crazy, make it look spaceship. But manufacturer, I needed a car the manufacturer could agree to race against. So if they come with their model, they need to have something to race against that looks normal. So we're trying to be relevant, we're trying to make sure manufacturer likes this as a platform, so Dodge and other parties. There is 53 different models out there, EV models today, that all morph and fits into the FC1 platform. because it's crossover SUVs and they're all electrical. So we thought, if we can do this and we can present the drive and they are coming, there's a bigger potential that we can have more OEM involvement. Rallycross is a marketing platform, or it's not a developing technology platform. We want to help send a message out. The electrical cars is, the range is something, it gets longer, the speed is fantastic. I mean, if you're driving an electrical car in racing, you understand how fast they are. But I mean, time after time, it will grow, it will be better, and we will be more relevant. That's the whole idea. So Dodge have cars obviously electrical, and to answer your question, I have 6 different OEMs already done bodies that fits the car. I can't tell you who, but there is models, cars ready. They look fantastic.
Could we see them for the 26 season?
I wouldn't see that. Yeah, I think the manufacturers, like everyone else, you asked me the question in the beginning, why are you taking Rallycross to America when it failed 3 times? I think they want to see, okay, the 4th time, is this a failing series or is this something that sticks? If we can show stability, which we aim to do, and we have been in Europe for 14, 15 years, I've been here all the time, so if we can show stability with us being here, and everything we've done in Europe for the last 15 years, I think they will consider it, but for 27 and beyond. But 26, to be honest, I first and foremost we need to prove for them we are worthy their support. To be really honest, I want to make the cars fly longer, like more like rally, and faster. I don't like the high jumps landing down. I just want fast jumps. If I can get the tracks I can do, I mean, this car is doing 180 miles per hour. If I can have jumps that shoots the car out in that speed, in 150, 160 miles per hour, that would be cooler than have gap jumps, because it will fly forever. And then you can see that in rally. I'm a rally background. You can see all these jumps. We can do that. That's cooler. So, and also the gap jumps has I think that's something where it's spectacular in one way, but also scares a lot of people and sponsors away.
Especially coming back to like GRC, we had Grunholm's crash in the 2nd season of Global Rallycross, ended his career unfortunately. So there's definitely a lot of danger.
Yeah, and I've been there obviously. So I would say we have no plans to have any gap jumps. We have plans to get NASCAR drivers, IndyCar drivers, rally drivers, off-road drivers, any driver we wants to come and drive should feel they can be competitive, and they don't need to be worried about their health. Tabletop I don't have a problem with if they're made right, no, it's fine. Tabletop can be here, they can be pretty cool because you need landings in the jumps. For people to commit, I've seen G's up to 39 G's landings, and obviously that car was fine, but it broke the back on people. We can't have that. But I want to show speed. The car can fly. Everyone's seen the FC1 can do more. The FC2 is built as well with harder. We upgraded a lot to make sure that car can fly as well. And it was built for the jumps that Travis put together, which was very well organized and done. But we need to have jumps where if you're not 100% pro, you still need to be able to drive without having a problem. And the pro can, we need to show skills. We have a really, really high level drivers, so we need to make sure it's hard for them, but hard in a good way, hard in a way where they can shine. I like jumps, I like rally, I like speed, and we are doing push to pass systems and stuff just to be able to showcase, passings and stuff. We want more passings. I want passings in position, people jumping, passing cars in jumps without breaking the cars. If they miss the corner, that's because they went too fast.
Yeah. If you crash, you crash.
If you crash, you crash. That's up to them. They should take the speed down for the corner, not for the jump.
Would the FC2 be able to do the jumps on Grandin?
So what we're trying to do there is, we have 2 ramps. You have the Polaris jump and you have the Red Bull jump. That's the one you're talking about. They are rough. Even the Pro 4 is holding back. You can see that. They don't have a landing. And they bite every time they land. Like, oh, I hope this works. We will not use the turn 1 with a whole shot. We will let that's an off-road thing. We will keep everything we do inside the arena. So our plan is to make a launch pad and everything in front of the crowd here. We want to make the starts here and everything inside the arena. We want to connect it with a great audio system and fireworks and, boom. We want everything to be seen, so you shouldn't miss anything. That's what we can be different. We are not competitors to the Pro 4 and Pro 2. They're fantastic cars. We are running part of the same track, so we need to, make sure if we want to jump a certain way, we need to make sure they can do the same. But also we are looking to do the Joker here in the position. If we get what we, Crandon has been fantastic to us. They want us here. If we can get these elements in, we can launch in front of the crowd. Just, and imagine you having the picture of the car launching, and you have all these 40, 50, 60,000 people as a backdrop. That's a cool picture. So that we want to do, and we're also looking to do the Joker in the end of on the corner. So we will only do the short track because as soon as you get out of sight, that's not Rallycross for me. We need to be inside. The track can be longer, but we have to see them. You have to feel it. You have to be close. And you will see that on the demonstration today as well. We will not come in the front. We will start in here, and we'll talk about that. And obviously, I need everyone's help to understand that this is what we're doing today is just a demonstration of how it could be. When we bring the cross cart and the FC2s and we tweak everything in here, you will have sound, you will have music, you will have, who knows, maybe we should put some DJs in and more light shows and more of everything. More pyro, whatever we need. But you guys can help us to see what you want. So, and then we see if we can get it. The races will be tighter. I mean, they're doing a lot of, we will do 4 lap heats and 6 lap finals. We will keep that the same. We will try to reach the 100 cars we have in Europe. So we have boom, 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 juniors, seniors, and we build this up, and then semi-finals and finals. All that will be the same. So if you look on Europe, it's a different track, but you should recognize yourself there. That's the plan. Again, you can help us, tell us where you want it. Right now we're discussing in the last corner. When I say the last corner, it's hard to say, but where is the last corner? The last corner before the Red Bull jump, I'm thinking, if you imagine you have a launch there, and you have a start and finish at the Red Bull jump, and not inside, you come closer to the people. And if you have the finish, we want to have, so the finish after the Joker is in that jump in front of the crowd. And they can, who won? Some of the races, in some of the tracks in Europe, you see Germany, for example, you have a line and it's very, very tight. And it's hard to say who wins. I think that's an exciting thing that we can add. It's a new element. We have it, so we can't, everything, the experience around here is big. We can only help. We can only do the things that is different, and that's the excitement we have in Europe. When people get excited about the finish line, excited over the first corner, if you can go outside or you can pass them. The launch is very, very important. Here the launch is not so, in the off-road, the launch they don't care so, they care about the whole shot, which is great. We care about the reaction and the launch and the boom and the backs in the beginning. So that's the two things we will add here. We will add the launch and we'll add the Joker that creates a tight race, and then we have more, we're trying to put less lions in at the same time, but more of them over, more races. When we started in Europe, I could see the demand of merch goes up, and we sold out, and the one I did a deal with was obviously focused in Europe mostly in the beginning, because we wanted to test it. This is the first year we're doing merch. So if you want merch in America, I will make sure you have merch in America. No problem. Tell me what you need.
I think a lot of people would love
Perfect.
that.
Let's make it happen. You need to. I like your questions because I need to know what fan base we have. So you can help me on that as well, because I can see on the TV broadcast that we have a lot of fan base in North America, both Canada and this side. We know where people are looking, and obviously we have a lot of fan base in Jamaica because of Fraser. And obviously we need more Americans in to build the fan base up and so on. So, so that's this kind of, always when you do something new, you wonder how will this work? And how do you think this will work from your side of you looking on Rally from the outside? Is my question to you then.
From everything you've told me, this seems like a very, very good idea. And selfishly, I'm very happy that we might have Rallycross back in Ohio. the one thing I would personally like to see is something that Global Rallycross did back in the day. I'm super nostalgic for that series just because that was what I grew up with back in the day. But they would go to like Barbados or Canada just for like these one-off races, not like the World Championship where they're globe-trotting, but just these one-off places that you typically don't think of whenever you see Rallycross. So could we see like Fraser's absolutely massive in Jamaica, and obviously has a huge following with all the Jamaican sponsors he has. Could we see Rallycross go there at some point?
Yes. So basically, Crandon have their own TV production crew here doing that. We will have our people, and we are actually looking. The voice of Rallycross here in America will be Jim Beaver, because I want one American voice. We will have, if it's Hal Rich or someone knowing the sport, obviously exactly the same. We want to have our race director involved in this as well. We'll broadcast everything we do will be live and free. Then obviously we're working on, I said it to Racer and everyone, that the news is free, and then if they do magazines and stuff around it, that is up there, they can be on their channels and so on. We're discussing with them obviously on the other events, but this event next year is done that way. But it will not be hide, so I'm against paywalls for the race itself. Will be broadcast everywhere, no geo-block in the whole world, like Rally X is today. We have no blocking, and then we see where it's going and how it grows, but that's the plan. Now the changes on that, we have reinforced the weak points. We have a few points, technically that we were not happy with, and we couldn't race as hard as we wanted. We need to back off a little. The steering was one thing. We've done a new steering system for it that is safer and better for the driver. So we've done a lot of updates. We discussed a lot of things that we have a lot of improvements on the car. The only thing I can promise is the car will be cheaper and it will be faster. That's the only thing I can promise. So, and if we do that, if we can skin off a few pounds on it as well and make it faster, and this is the fun part with this world, because everything coming will be cheaper and more accessible. When I build that car, everything in the car is special. It's expensive, so I think opposite other motorsport that get more expensive while they get faster, we will be opposite. And the same with FC2 is a recycled Supercar Live, same chassis, and we put a standard stock Ford Mustang 2.3 liter motor in it, very cheap, and we tune that and make sure we have a good system on it. So everything we do is to lower the cost, but make them faster. We don't want, we're not in the business doing slow cars, we're in the business doing the fastest cars, but the cost needs to go down. The only way to grow something, and I need your help and everyone's help to grow this here, and the only way to grow something is to share it and look at it. We need to do a good job making excitements on the track, and you guys need to like it, and I
like the streams, as Coley would say.
Yeah. And Coley, the funny thing is everyone wants to come and help. I have a lot of people, so this wouldn't work with all these people I have now coming in that has been here for many years and around and like the sport. So, I mean, we all, we always need to understand what they did wrong before, but at the same time we need to be brave enough to try new things, and that's what we're trying to do. And I mean, this is your sport, this is the people's sport and the paddle sport. So if we listen to everyone and we try to follow that, I think we will be okay.